Hi Flosstube! Welcome to this video. My name is Anna and I'm here to talk about cross stitch. Today is Sunday, June 27th, and it's been like 3 months since my last update. I haven't really been stitching that much. I have not been watching Flosstube, I have not been sitting down to stitch very much, but I have been doing some here and there. I feel like my last update was at the beginning of April, and I feel like after getting vaccinated against COVID, everything just sort of opened up really suddenly, and just going from almost no socializing at all to a normal amount of socializing has been a transition for me. But then I also feel like we're trying to make up for lost time, so it's even more stuff than we would normally do. So it's just been really busy, and I feel like even when I have downtime, I don't really feel like at rest. I don't really feel like I can sit and relax. It's just kind of going all the time. And so I know that for me, I should be making time to cross stitch just so that I can feel relaxed and just dedicate that as me time. That's something that I have found to be helpful in the past to get through just work anxiety or social anxiety or whatever. I know that it's a thing that helps me, so it's something that I should be doing more. But the last 3 months I've been busy with other things, and I'm hoping that I'll get back into cross stitch here in the next few weeks, especially just as things start to calm down. So some of the things that I've been doing, my husband and I built raised beds so that I could have a place to grow vegetables. So after getting all the materials for that and building that, we also had to get some bulk soil delivered to fill those, and then I started planting, and now I've got plants that I need to tend to. So that's I really enjoy spending time in the garden, and that's been a great thing for me to have a more permanent space to grow vegetables, since we've been moving so much over the last few years. Haven't really been able to do that, but hopefully I'll try to slip in a picture of how my garden beds are doing. I've also done some crafty things around the house, like I made a new wreath for, like, as a patriotic thing, so I'll try to slip in a picture of that also. And then, like I said, just hiking and traveling and seeing family. I know for this coming holiday weekend, we're going to be going back to Kansas to see my family there. So just a lot going on, and not a lot of stitching to show you, but I will go ahead and get started, show you my progress, and then I'd like to do a giveaway. And probably no plans for July. I just don't feel like starting something new. I feel like I've hit a number of projects that can keep me busy for a while. So I always reserve the right to change my mind. I've got some projects already kitted up that I could start, including a patriotic one, but the plan is just to get back into the habit of stitching in the evenings or in the morning, just as a way to relax and breathe and just have me time for that period of time. So anyway, I will go ahead and get started. I'll just start with my full coverage project. I've been working on Mini Birdsong by Tatiana Fedorova from Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm still working on the same diagonal, although it is almost finished, and because it is wider than the others, it feels like more of a sense of accomplishment. So here it is. This is on 18 count white Aida. I drew these grid lines on myself. You can see it's not a real tidy job, but this is how far I got. And I mentioned that this column, I typically do these 10 wide, but this column is 15 wide, just so that I can get back onto the grid where it needs to go. So yeah, I might be able to finish this today. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm still enjoying it. This is one where it takes a lot less thought to do it, because I just do one stitch and park that thread, and if I have to jump up and go do something else, I don't have to mark my place. It's just grab the next stitch and put it in as soon as I pick it up again. Versus some of my other projects where I have to pay attention to where I'm going and look at the pattern closely. This is just one decision at a time. So that's one part of parking that I like a lot. So yeah, it's beautiful. It's still just greens and background, but it's great. It's turning out great. So, yeah, that is my full coverage project. The other work in progress that I've worked on quite a bit is the hair. It's a Marishka kit. So this is the picture, and you guys will remember that I think I started this back in March, or maybe April, the first weekend in April, and then I had to restart because I purchased fabric that was not good enough. Not good enough quality. It was pretty uneven vertically versus horizontally, so the hair was squished. Anyway, I didn't get much progress on it last time I showed you, but since then I've traveled with it a little, and this is where it's at. So you can see I've finished these little purple flowers and greenery up in this top corner here. And then this is the rabbit's rump and a foot and a tail. Let's see, I can't remember what this is. I think it's 32 count Belfast linen. It's definitely linen. And I think it's in the color flax, but it looks different than another flax that I have, so I'm not sure which one was mislabeled. Anyway, I love this one. It's fun to work on. There's only a few colors in it. I think there's 12 total. So it's an easy one to travel with, and it's going pretty quickly. And it's not that big, so I'd like to keep going on it. Let's see if I can. Nope. So. Yeah, I'm happy with my progress on this so far. And then the only other one I worked on was my Maynia project. Okay, we had some barking dogs there. Anyway, I was saying part of the problem with not taking the time to sit down and stitch is that when I do have a few minutes, I just grab whatever project I already have down in my workspace. And so I've been working a lot on the same couple of projects instead of a little bit on a lot of different ones. Okay, so for Maynia, which I have not checked in with you guys about, I intended to start Jim Shore's 12 Days of Christmas. This is a Mill Hill project, so there's a lot of beads and there are some charms that I'm not going to put in here. My goal was to work on this a little bit every day with the intention that I would at least start the border for all of the squares. That did not happen. This is the only project that I worked on in May, and I did get it started, but I didn't work every day, and is physically a lot larger than I thought it would be. So I'm happy with the project progress that I got, but Maynia plans did not happen. So this is on, again, I think it's, let's see. You know what? I don't have any of my stuff here to tell you what the fabric is, so I just won't because I don't want to lead you astray. I want to say it's 32 count, but it might be 28 count for the beads. I can't remember, but anyway, it's this opalescent fabric. It's got the sparkle in it, and you'll see my teeny tiny start. Maybe it's kind of hard to tell the metallics, so I'll show you. Kind of. Nope, not gonna be able to see that at all. So let's get closer. I started with one of the center blocks for the 5 golden rings, and you can see, oh wow, the sparkle really shows up in the camera. I decided to edge this one in silver, so it's got this silver stuff, and then I decided to start the next block above it using gold. And so in person you can see these metallic borders, but they're still really subtle overall, so it doesn't, having the mixed metallics I think is going to work fine. And then you can see the one right next to it, I also did that in silver, so it's just going to be in every other one. And you can see I started doing a little bit of the border and then just one very short thread on the inside for these blocks. So not a huge start, but really the metallic borders took some work, and I don't mind using those threads, but it kind of hurt my fingers working every day on just the metallic. It started to rub my fingers a little bit raw. So I stopped that and did some on the insides. But anyway, I haven't done the other conversions yet. I'm going to take the purple out of this, and I haven't made those decisions yet. But I'm still a long ways from having to decide. If nothing else, I can just keep on building the borders. And I ended up, for the borders, I'm using, let's see, I ended up getting this treasure braid. It's for needlepoint 16 to 18 count, and it's really, really thick. Sorry about that. It's really thick. It's thicker than I thought. And so instead of doing a full cross for the border, I'm doing one strand of this in a half cross. And that is bulky enough for me. So. Anyway, I'm happy with that. I'm happy to have a Christmas project that does not have Santa, because I've got a lot of those. Yeah, that's really all the progress that I had this time. So I wish I had more to show you. I know where my time went, and I'm happy with that. I just wanted to get on here and check in with you guys since it's been 3 months. And if I wait much longer, it's going to be hard for me to look back and see what I worked on and what I didn't work on. Okay, so let's do the giveaway. Short video today, but that's how it is. So today I'm going to give away a piece of fabric. This is 14 count Aida. It's from Dying for Cross Stitch by Kathy Davidson. It's a 16 by 28 inch piece of fabric, and you can see it's mostly like a yellow brown or a tan color, but it's got some greens and some reds, I guess, but not in a Christmas way. It's in like a I don't know. I'm going to go with either spooky or super aged for this one. And so because of that, I'm also going to throw in some Halloween patterns that I have. I purchased almost a mystery set of Halloween and fall themed projects off of Facebook. One of those stash and load sites. And I pulled out a couple patterns for me to stitch and a couple patterns to sell. And then the rest of these, I don't think I'm going to stitch them, but I also don't want to take the time to sell these individual patterns. So I'm just going to give them away with this fabric, and whoever the winner is, you can decide whether you want to stitch them or keep them or sell them yourself or give them away yourself, or maybe kit it up for a friend and they can try cross stitch for the first time, something like that. So I'll just go through the patterns really quickly. It's a stack here. We've got this. I'm not even going to say what they are. I'm just going to show you a picture of them, and hopefully that'll do. So this one is really cute. I thought about keeping it, but it's just not going to happen. So there says Halloween. This one says, "Don't make me call my flying monkeys." It's a cute little one. All in a moon. It's not really Halloween-y, I don't think, but this hat kind of puts it there. And there's like a little spider. But it doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween. We've got Pumpkins 3 for Thee. It's got more of like a quilting vibe to the patterns there. We've got Trick or Treat Lane from the Stitching Parlor. This is one I thought about stitching. I also thought about selling and just decided that someone else will get more use out of it. Then we have the Moonlit Midnight. Oh, hopefully I'm not just flashing the backs on you guys. Here's a Halloween sampler. You can see these little itty bitty smalls that go with it. Again, there's a couple squares in here that I would maybe stitch on their own, but the whole sampler, I'm not going to do it. So this one's like a thick one. And then lastly is just this Celebrations magazine. It's just got a couple of fall patterns in it, including in the back these little smalls that are pretty cute. So if you would like to win this stack of patterns and a magazine and this 14 count Aida, please tell me what you'd like to grow in your garden to cook with, like herbs or a specific herb or veggies or fruits, or what do you wish you had growing in your own backyard, or what do you want to try growing? I'm growing a lot of different stuff, but someday I'd like to try like Brussels sprouts because I think they're really interesting how they grow. And I'd also like to try growing pumpkins, but I don't have the square footage for that kind of vine right now. So those are two things I'd like to grow in my garden. Even if you don't grow things in your garden, maybe a fresh produce that you cook with, it'd be nice to have on hand in your yard, even if you don't grow it. Just tell me something, some vegetable or herb or fruit that you would like to grow and cook with, and you can be entered to win the fabric and these patterns. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'm hoping to be back in another month, but we'll see. This is still all just for fun, and I don't want it to be stressful. So I'm going to try to control myself control my own stress levels for recording videos and even just sitting down to cross stitch. But I'm hoping to get back into it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Happy stitching. Bye.